Always a dream of mine to fly an airplane, and that first flight was just absolutely magical and wonderful. At the minute that nose of the aircraft came off the runway, and I realized that I was actually airborne, it was just a feeling that went through me that was overwhelming, and I remember even chuckling to myself while we were taking off. When I was a young boy, I was always passionate about aviation for whatever reason, even as a really, really young boy, as far as I can remember. And my father noticed that from day one. I would take the afternoon and just bicycle all the way to Rockcliffe. I would even bicycle to the McDonald-Cartier International Airport just to watch airplanes take off and land.
My father and uncle both were in the Air Force. They were Air Force pilots. So I spent my whole childhood basically in this airport. I mean, I guess I already had it in my blood, but I wasn't like some of these kids that grow up when they're 5 or 6 years old and they look up at the plane and they know that's what they want to be.
It was always something that gave me a desire to continue, a desire to pursue this career. Was just watching the airplanes in action was just absolutely wonderful. When I decided to pursue the career in aviation, obviously the financial aspect is important. And my father didn't offer that type of support, but he did tell me that whatever you set your mind to, you'll be able to accomplish. In a certain way that sort of built up my character to the point where I knew that I could do anything that I wanted in life. It's not a job that you want to pursue if you don't have the stomach for that. Having gone through a lot of companies through my career, it's nice to finally get to a point where there's some stability. I'd applied to Air Transat prior to that for many, many years, and I never got the phone call. I said to myself, you give me one opportunity, one phone call, you put me in that interview room, and I promise I'll do well, and I did.
And I told my wife, and she started crying. She was so happy. She had been involved with this, with aviation and all these jobs and flying up north, and now to finally make it to a major airline, I mean, she was thrilled. When I found out they were getting Boeings, I was really happy because I've always wanted to fly a Boeing. It's an airplane that's made for pilots. In other airplanes, you put the autopilot on quite early in the flight. And with the Boeing, it's such a fun aircraft to fly that you actually don't want to put the autopilot on. You want to hand fly it for as long as you can.
For me personally, the 737 is the natural next step forward in the company. Obviously, this aircraft has been entered into the fleet for a very specific purpose. This airplane here consumes much less fuel than any of our other airplanes per seat per hour.
737 for myself is just, it's really, it's brought the passion back. Even though I have to get up at 3 in the morning to go do a 6 o'clock flight, it's not a problem. I just love going to work. It's a great airplane to fly. It's good for the passengers. It's good for the company. And from a pilot point of view, it's just it's all around fun airplane to fly.